Hello, everybody, and welcome back to tracking our local shifting real estate market here in southern New Jersey, Burlington, Camden, Gloucester counties, 900,000 and below. And this was one of the craziest single individual weeks of tracking our real estate market that we've had since we started tracking this almost a year and a half ago at the start of 2023. We have 8 different sort of records that got sent. Some are legitimate, true records, 2 of them. And the other 6 of them are just records for an incredible amount of time, just 4, 5, 6 months, some of them even longer than that of what we've just hit with some of our metrics here. So some good news and some troubling news, honestly, all wrapped up into one update. So let's jump right into it. And we start with our total active listings. This is the highest since the start of the year. Okay, we're at 1396 total active listings. Just for comparison, we were happy about the increases in total active listings the last couple weeks, and they were hovering in the mid 1200s. We went up 20 listings. We were like, oh my gosh, we got a lot. We went up about 20 more listings. We said, wow, we got a lot. We just went up almost 90 listings. So a huge jump in total active listings. Again, the highest since the start of the year. The next one, which is a true record that we've set since the beginning of 2023. So we're going on now, whatever this is, almost 17 months since we've hit this as a number. And this is new listings. Specifically this week, how many new listings? We were at 396. We have literally not had a week that high in total active listings since the start of that last year. That is great to see. We're starting to finally see a couple of these listings that have been waiting and waiting and waiting, that they just can't wait anymore, and they're coming on market, which is great. We also had a really high pending number of 328. Now, it's not actually that much higher than last week, which was 318, but this is still the highest since the first week of August of last year. So, whatever that is, almost 9 months ago. Okay. Then on our closed listings, we had 346, and that was the highest since the last week of September of last year. So from a new, pending, and closed, and from a total active listings, this is a really positive sign of the market getting a lot more action coming on. There's a lot more listings to choose from. The options have never been better. Well, not never, but since a really long time. So it's great to see that we have that. Now, 2 statistics that were a little bit more middle of the road are expired, withdrawn, and canceled were 86, so a little bit higher, but we should expect to see that because and I'm sorry for moving my face all over, this generally happens the first week of the month because you're taking in a lot of those expired listings that wrap up at the end of a month. A lot of people just like the congruency of wrapping up at the end of the month, so they set their listing agreements to conclude at the end of each month. So a little bit higher there, but not as high as we saw maybe at the first week of April or even in the first week of March of this year. So now we're jumping down to our next one of price reductions, 124. So again, kind of in line with what we were seeing just even a couple of weeks ago. We had 130, so not all that surprising. Again, that's about 8 to 10% of what we should expect to see from our total active listings. So that's actually right in line. But now let's really start taking a look at the concerning variables, right? So I like the variables of the amount of listings and the activity of the market, but here are the ones that I don't like from a consumer perspective. First, our average days on market and our median days on market. 53 for our average and 21 for our median. So 53 as an average days on market, that is the lowest in 17 months. That is the lowest since January of last year. And we all thought that that was still part of like the post-COVID fast market. This is now the new fast, right? This 53 for our average, lowest since the start of 2023. So our new listings and that are the absolute highest that they've been in total active listings, and we're at the lowest average days on market. The median days on market was the lowest since the second week of August last year. And if we remember, August of last year was when things really got kind of fast, and that's when our prices really exploded. So it's just fast. I can't really over summarize that. It's just a fast market with those days on market being so low. Total volume available on the market. And again, this isn't a surprise since we've had the highest since we've had the start of 2024, but we had the highest volume since the second week of December of last year. And here's the largest and single most concerning one. Median list price made a $10,000 jump in 1 week at $359,450. That is now the highest ever, not just since we've been tracking this, Highest ever, period. Median list price for the 900,000 and below in these 3 counties. So we have a lot of listings to choose from, but they're more expensive than ever, and they're moving quickly. Obviously, our average sold to list price and our median sold to list price, again, above 100%. So more listings are going over asking price than are going under asking price. And this is just an average. So there are some listings that are going at 110% of value if it's a really good listing, and depends on the price point. So anyway, that's going to do it for us for our 12 stats for this week. But one other troubling thing, and this is where we're going to wrap up for today. At the beginning of the year, we really thought that we were going to be getting multiple rate breaks throughout the course of this year. Well, not only is that not true, but we have increased interest rates every single week since the end of March. So we have now had basically 5 or 6 straight weeks of increasing interest rates. And as you go on the Freddie Mac website, and again, you can find these stats. I am not interpreting these at all. This is literally go to the Freddie Mac website, and you just go to their little Excel spreadsheet that they print out every single week and update their base rate, right? So you'll probably get an interest rate higher than this, but this is just what the base rate from the Fed offers out, 7.22%. We thought this was going to be the year of refinances. We thought this was going to be the year of those interest rates coming down, so that some of the sellers who were having a hard time getting out of their current places because they couldn't justify getting into a higher interest rate, they wanted to see it come down at least a little bit. But this is even furthering the gap in between the current sellers on the market with their low interest rates that they got from COVID and pre-COVID, and where they are going to be potentially purchasing today. I have never seen a more difficult market in terms of the value that a buyer has perceived that they should have gotten sometime in the last 2 years versus what is available to them today is such a mismatch that even the best homes in their price range are really just not appealing to them because they've been looking at Zillow for 2 years or Realtor.com or whatever, and they've just seen the prices of what they should be getting roughly for that money. And because it's changed so quickly how high the prices are for what they get, everybody's basically shopping $50,000 down, right? When you shop in your price budget, you're barely like the homes that are there. That now do an exercise for me where you go $50,000 below that and try and find the best house. You're going to say, well, I don't want any of these houses because my mind has been set on the ones $50,000 higher. Well, of course. So what you have to think about is this is a ladder going down or it's a hill going down. You're either sliding with the market and constantly being behind, or you got to take a big jump down and be able to try and get ahead of it so that you can at least get into something you do like a little bit, but maybe put some time and effort into. So an incredible week this week with some incredibly positive stats from the inventory side of things, but some incredibly alarming statistics from our days on market and the price of homes. So anyway, that's going to do it for us this week. See you next week. Bye.